higher than the NBA. So I was like, oh, what's she going to get paid? Because finally, you know, you can get a real paycheck. And then I saw it, and I was like, this can't be right, because this is what it is. In the first year, Caitlin Clark will earn $76,535.
That's considered the marketing savior for the sport.
Caitlin Clark, widely regarded as the top star in college basketball, has revealed a shocking detail about her new contract. The news is so surprising that even experienced sports analysts are doing double takes, struggling to believe it. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever, a WNBA team with high hopes of drafting her, are utterly stunned by the announcement. Clark's contract revelation has sent waves of disbelief and excitement through the sports world, showing just how significant her impact is both on and off the court.
She was just listed as something that is really, really impressive. She was listed as one of Forbes 30 under 30 for.
Caitlin Clark has been absolutely incredible on the basketball court, averaging an amazing 27.8 points per game in the last season, along with 8.6 assists per game. These numbers are eye-popping, and it's clear that her performance couldn't be any more impressive. Her popularity and value in the sport have reached new heights, yet even with all her success, no one expected her to pull off such a huge move with her contract. It's no surprise that the Indiana Fever are left shocked by what she's achieved. According to Paulina Dage, the Fever's reaction is understandable, especially since Caitlin Clark has also shared plans for what she'll do during the offseason after a tough end to her rookie season. Despite the heartbreaking way her season finished, Clark's impact is undeniable, and she's still making waves in and out of the game.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
Now, let's dive into the exciting details and talk about the real surprises that this move has caused in the basketball world. When Caitlin Clark made her decision, it sent shockwaves everywhere, catching the attention of basketball fans, teams, and analysts alike. This move is bigger than just a typical contract announcement. It's making people stop and take notice. The effects of her decision are so strong that they've changed the way people are thinking about the sport, especially in the women's game. It's clear that her move is a game changer, not only for her but also for the entire basketball community.
Caitlin Clark snags another honor. She's made the Forbes 30 under 30 list. Clark, who is just 22 years old, is the only professional women's basketball player on this list.
Caitlin Clark has been a bit of a mystery ever since she first started playing basketball. From the very beginning, she stood out as a unique talent, and now, with this new contract, she's making waves in a way that the WNBA never really expected. This kind of attention and drama is exactly what the league didn't know it needed, but now it's happening. Numbers don't lie, and in Clark's case, her statistics tell a powerful story. Last season, she was responsible for nearly 30% of her team's total points. Think about that for a moment. One player contributing almost a third of the entire team's offense. That level of skill and dominance is incredible, and now, that talent is being offered to a professional team through a contract that's unlike anything we've seen before in the WNBA. This contract includes special clauses that are so unheard of in the league that even veteran WNBA players are reportedly looking at it with envy. It's clear that Clark's talent and her contract are creating a major shift in the world of women's professional basketball.
The point that I'm really not understanding in all of this, and I feel like it's been such a pattern throughout the entire season, it feels like there are still certain people within the WNBA who want the league to grow, but they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face.
There are rumors that Caitlin Clark's new contract includes something groundbreaking, a revenue-sharing agreement for her endorsements. This is the first time such a deal has been included in the history of the WNBA. Clark, who has already made over $3 million through name, image, and likeness, nil deals during her time in college, seems to have found a way to keep that money coming even after she enters the professional league. This is a smart move because, while the WNBA's salary cap for the 2024 season is set at just $1.42 million per team, Caitlin has found a way to secure herself a deal where her earnings from off the court could actually be more than the total salary paid to her entire team. Take a moment to think about that. Her personal earnings could surpass the entire team's budget, which is a huge deal and shows just how powerful her brand and influence are beyond just playing the game.
The first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are reportedly doing everything they can to secure Caitlin Clark in the upcoming draft. However, it's not just about selecting a talented player. They would be taking on someone who can only be described as a walking brand. Caitlin Clark's influence goes far beyond basketball. She has over 1.5 million followers across her social media platforms, which makes her an absolute marketing dream for any team. To put this into perspective, her following is actually bigger than the combined total of the Fever's entire team. If you think that this contract is just about her playing basketball, you're mistaken. This deal is much more than that. It's about power, control, and the kind of influence that Caitlin, at just 21 years old, is already using to rewrite the way professional sports work. She's not just changing the game on the court, but also off the court by setting new standards for how athletes can build their personal brands.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well.
Caitlin Clark is expected to be the #1 pick in the upcoming draft, which means she could earn the maximum rookie salary. This salary is set at $74,500 per year, but when you think about it, that amount seems incredibly low for someone who is already making millions of dollars from endorsements. For someone like her, that salary is practically pocket change. But here's the twist. Insiders are saying that Caitlin Clark and her team have pushed for a deal that includes something completely new for the WNBA, a revenue-sharing model. This would mean that she could earn a percentage of things like ticket sales, jersey revenue, and even money from streaming royalties. If this part of the deal turns out to be true, it could be a huge game changer, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for the entire future of the WNBA. It could set a new standard for other players in the league, allowing them to earn much more money than the current pay scale offers. This could open doors for many future players who dream of earning more than what the league currently pays.
The reality is that, as from a marketing perspective, Caitlin Clark is worth more than almost any pro basketball player in the world.
In 2023, the Indiana Fever's average attendance for games was around 4,000 fans per game, which was one of the lowest numbers in the entire league. Now, let's think about Caitlin Clark. When she played in the NCAA Final Four, her performance attracted over 9.9 million viewers, setting a new record for women's basketball. This kind of attention means that Caitlin Clark has the potential to double the attendance at the Fever's games. Imagine the Fever's arena filled with 8,000 fans, all buying tickets, hot dogs, and jerseys with Clark's name on them. Suddenly, ticket sales are not only supporting the team, but they're also directly benefiting Clark. But it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about merchandise. During her time with Iowa, Clark helped the school's apparel sales increase by 200% during the NCAA tournament, with much of that increase directly linked to her popularity. If she can generate that kind of demand while still in college, just imagine how much bigger it could be when her name is on WNBA jerseys. Some estimates suggest that her jersey sales alone could bring in over $1 million in her rookie season. If her contract includes that rumored revenue-sharing deal, the Fever might end up paying more for Clark's jerseys than they ever paid for their expensive courtside popcorn. This shows just how much money Clark's name and influence could bring to the team.
It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops, who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave a damn.
But the Indiana Fever aren't the only ones shocked by Caitlin Clark's success. Rival teams are reportedly scrambling to rethink their own draft strategies because of her unprecedented contract. Clark's deal could have a huge impact on the entire league, making other teams reconsider how they handle rookie signings and marketing deals. This could create a ripple effect that shakes up the way things have always been done. And let's be honest, this is exactly what the WNBA needs. For years, the league has struggled with things like low salaries, little media attention, and a lack of fan excitement. Caitlin Clark, with her star power and sharp business skills, is the kind of change the WNBA has been crying out for. She is proving that the league can be bigger, more profitable, and more exciting, both for fans and players. Even the league office itself is reportedly holding emergency meetings to figure out how to handle a rookie player who's already become bigger than the league. This could force the WNBA to look at its pay structure and possibly make changes to ensure that players like Clark are compensated fairly. This move could open the door for other high-profile players to ask for better pay and more recognition, too. While some traditionalists may be uncomfortable with the idea of a rookie out-earning the league's veterans, we can't ignore the fact that the WNBA desperately needs the kind of excitement and attention that Clark brings. Her influence and popularity are exactly what the league needs to grow and succeed in the future.
Wonder if Caitlyn, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark is quickly becoming a powerhouse brand all on her own. She has already signed endorsement deals with huge companies like Nike, Buick, and Topps. People close to her say that if she keeps going at her current pace, she could earn over $5 million each year just from her endorsements. To really understand how big that is, let's compare it to the entire WNBA. The salary cap for all 12 teams combined in the league is just under $17 million. That means Caitlyn's earnings off the court could soon be as much, or even more, than the total salary for every single player in the league. After a challenging first season in the WNBA, where her team, the Indiana Fever, was knocked out in the first round of the playoffs by the Connecticut Sun, Caitlyn is finally set to enjoy some time off. While her rookie season ended on a bittersweet note, with the team's early exit from the playoffs, Caitlyn has already been joking around about her plans for the offseason. She's hinted that she might trade in her basketball shoes for a set of golf clubs for a little while. It looks like she's ready to relax and take a break from the basketball court, at least for a short time.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular.
Caitlin Clark's rookie contract really shows the huge difference in pay between the WNBA and the NBA. As the #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, she will earn just a little over $76,000 for her first season. Her entire 4-year contract is worth $338,500. In comparison, the first pick in the NBA draft, Zachary Raker, signed a 4-year deal worth an incredible $57 million. This huge difference in pay highlights the struggles that WNBA players face. Many players in the WNBA, including Clark, have to look for ways to make more money, often by playing overseas during the off-season. They do this to earn higher salaries since the WNBA's pay is much lower than what NBA players make.
Could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has recognized the financial challenges the league faces and stressed the importance of growth for the future. She pointed out that expanding the league, both by adding more teams and finding new ways to make money, is crucial if the WNBA wants to offer better pay and benefits to its players. Recently, there have been some positive changes, like more fan interest, chartered flights for teams, the addition of 3 new teams, and a big media deal. These successes show that the league is moving in the right direction, though this progress has been happening for some time, not just this year. Some believe Caitlin Clark is being used to help push the league's growth, but it's not all just because of her. Her first season coincided with a rise in the league's popularity, and her star power has played a huge role in this. Clark is driving attention both on and off the court as the WNBA continues to evolve. While she's still figuring out her plans for playing overseas, there's no denying how much influence she already has within the league. For now, she's taking a well-deserved break, possibly hitting the golf course and reflecting on an unforgettable rookie season. And let's not forget the media attention. ESPN, Fox Sports, and international outlets have all been following her every move, turning Caitlin into a global sensation even before she officially plays in the WNBA. If the Indiana Fever land her, they're not just getting a talented player, they're getting a complete media powerhouse. Think about the TV rights, the sponsorship deals, and the social media buzz. It's not just a win for the Fever, it's a huge win for the WNBA as a whole. The team, or whichever team gets her, will need to carefully build a roster that can support her star power without being overshadowed by it. Ultimately, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's changing the game. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just a casual observer, it's impossible to ignore the huge impact her contract and her presence are having on the WNBA. If the Fever thought they were just picking a player, they better think again. Clark is not only rewriting history, she's shaping the future of the league.